Hello and welcome, my Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your work, career, and vocation read for November and December 2020. I am your reader, Markangela Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Markangela Lyons. Hey, my mom named me that way, but you can call me Mal. Hi, my friends do, and particularly my Sagittarian friends tend to. I have a lot of Sagittarian friends in this life. You guys are very inspiring. Loving you all so much, and particularly my subscribers. Thank you so much for helping me on this journey, this hero's journey of my work, career, and vocation through YouTube. It really is an honor to be working face-to-face with people for decades and then now doing it through technology. So thank you so much for your comments, your shares, all of that stuff. You've been so wonderful to me, and I'm truly thankful. Yeah, and if you're new to my channel, look, do me a favor. Just do me a little fave. If this reading clicks for you, if you get something from it, just hit the thumbs up. The more people who hit the thumbs up, the more people see the video. It's just how it goes. I didn't write them rules, but I'm playing by them, right? And if you like me and like my style, I am shooting for 30,000 subscribers, so we can do that membership thing with the join button and private live chats and members content and content, subject matter that I really can't and don't want to do on regular YouTube, so to speak, in the partnership program. Stuff that's, let's just say, a little bit more lower chakra. That's a horrible way to say it, but I think you know what I'm talking about, all right? That's stuff, yeah. So anyway, let's get down to business with all of this. We're doing a work, career, vocation read. I've been doing these for decades for myself, self-employed since 1998, DrawingTheCircle Productions, as well as I've done this for clients, so many clients I've lost count. It's looking at the 3 levels of power in terms of life, purpose, and service. Work, career, vocation. Eau de toilette, cologne, perfume, right? Your physical survival, your creative passion, right? Your career, and your vocation, your spiritual calling. I'll explain it all as I go. It's all based on the work of Carolyn Myss. I have a link of hers down in the description box, as well as links to all of the decks that I'm reading. We're doing only 9 cards, 3 Carolyn Myss archetype, work, career, vocation. We'll do 3 Daughters of the Moon to get more of the interior experience of that, how you're dealing with that personally. And then we will, of course, use the Mythic Tarot to look at the external, the yang, right? So we've got the archetypal, the yin, and the yang on this to give you some clues, some tips, some hints. It is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, right? Your sun sign is going to get different info than your moon sign, particularly in terms of work, career, and vocation. So, so let's get up in this. Follow your breath. Stay in the present moment. Stay grounded. Stay with me, Saggies. We're going on a little bit of a journey down the unbeaten path here. Look this a little bit differently for you in terms of your work, career, and vocation. I think that's all of the stuff. I'll explain it as I go. My gods will take over as soon as I do the breath. So you ready? Breathe. And away we go. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, I need 3 cards for the Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in their work, career, and vocation for November and December 2020. We got some birthdays coming up for the Sag Suns, obviously. So please, 1 card in clarity first for their work. Lower 3 chakras, what they do to survive, physical survival, the physical world, the literal world. Their career, their internal passion, emotional thirst, mental hunger. Heart, throat, third eye, and crown. The alchemical laboratory, the psychological world. What's going on in their career? The dominant soul power. Are you 1 or are you 2? You feel like 2, you're 2. I won't take this one, which does indicate that there's obviously more than 1 archetype in play with anybody. This is just a 1 month, well, the 2-month period, November to December. Obviously, less than half of November left. Their career, please. There we go. Yeah, I'll keep talking until the card hits my hand. And for their 8th chakra, right? Their spiritual calling, their vocation, so much to do with life purpose. The dominant archetype there. We've got our cards on the table. These are neutral archetypes, however, they are described in both light and shadow attributes. The shadow is what is being alchemized in to light as we go. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. Really, I should turn these over one at a time so I don't do this to myself, though I have no planets in Sagittarius. It's not a personal hit. It's just whew. In your work, you've got the Queen archetype, feminine family archetype, sometimes called the hidden face of the goddess, right? Maiden, Mother, Crone. There's also Queen in there. The shadow attribute becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling, and demanding. Do you know how many queens I've worked with in this life? And I'm talking about queen archetypes. My mother's a queen archetype. Please. I mean, the stories I will tell later on in life, and certain legalities have been eradicated. The light attribute radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others, right? So, like, I could easily get for a Sagittarian that this could be somebody, I mean, look, I don't hate the word housewife. I don't, because to be married to a home wife, it makes more sense to me emotionally on a personal level. Home to me is different than house. But where you are the queen of your fucking castle or your business. Now, again, this is gender neutral. Everybody has at least one feminine family archetype in their pantheon of 12, and their lifelong wheel. It's called your Chronos wheel since birth, the ones you incarnate and the ones that don't change. So whether this is you, reason, season, or lifetime, in terms of how you're surviving in the world, you're obviously in some place of authority. Now, that may be in the business world, but that might be at home too. Right? The idea of the queen having her own, you don't want to say kingdom, right? Queendom. Like your own queendom. Now, look, if you're a guy, that's not talking about gender preference or anything like that. We're talking about the queen archetype holds the law, is the keeper of the keep. Like, think of the castle, right? Like, what's in the keep? Not the armory, the keep. It's where all the good stuff is, right? Not just the larder. It's the jewels, the treasure, as well as the sacred texts, right? The books, the law, the stuff that's kept locked up, right? Fixed energy, the queens of the zodiac. Interesting, because you also have the witch. Now, this is a card that was blank that came with the Carolyn Myss archetype cards that she encourages you to write on them and write down archetypes that aren't in the deck, because there are millions that can't be, because it would be really hard to shuffle that. You'd need a hopper, head up, turn it, spit out cards. Not a bad idea. Someone patent that. Drawing the Circle Productions presents The Shuffler. It sounds like a villain, doesn't it? The Shuffler. We know the witch through culture, perhaps, but I actually am a witch, so that's why I created the card. And the light and the shadow of the witch, you don't have to be a witch, but in terms of career, your internal laboratory, heart, throat, third eye, and crown, your passion, there is magic afoot. There's definitely transformation, but through wisdom. Like, if I was going to classify this with an archetypal family, I would say definitely the wisdom family, because the word witch itself, the root, W-I-T, wit, is just that, wit, like witty, fast. I'm witty. Fuck, so is raised, right? So using your wisdom for weal or for woe, right, to do healing or harm. Now, I am not Wiccan, but I adopt the Wiccan rating, ye harm none, do what you will, purely on basis of the quantum, right? Unity consciousness, just that alone. It's like stubbing your own toe over and over and over again. I don't care about karmic backlash. It's different. It's on a vibrational level. It's a fifth dimensional thing. But whatever it is that your interior wisdom is going on, there is a possibility of alchemy here, of true magic happening in terms of coming in alignment with your fire, earth, air, water, with spirit, and manifesting into form, which is what this reading is about, really. It's about getting your chakras in alignment. But work, career, vocation, here really quick. My work, I'm an administrator, I'm a president. I don't get paid for my work. My work is in the wee hours of the morning, right? Just doing all the balancing of the bills and just all of that, the administrative stuff, president, right? But my career is how I make my money as a teacher and as a healer and as an intuitive. Like, that's my passion. What else the fuck am I going to do in this life? That's what I'm good at. That's my passion. But my calling is as a mystic, which fuels the whole thing, keeps me in the eternal mystery of the divine and spiritual awakening and all that stuff, which really keeps the channels kind of clear, at least for work, career, vocation. Relationships are another story, right? It's still the same energy system. So you get what I'm saying? So with this witch in alignment, if you can think of it as wise person, like even if you want to go medicine woman, medicine man, shaman, they're all interconnected, but then that also puts the witch in the divine category, the divine family of archetypes as well as the wisdom. So I feel like I've got a foot in both of those, particularly with the mystic. Well, and here's why. You've got one of the child archetypes. Now, there have been other child archetypes in this series so far. Let's see. We've had the wounded child in the work position for Taurus. We've had the eternal child in the work position for Gemini. We've had the orphan child in the vocation position for Cancer. We've had the wounded child vocation position for Virgo. The orphan, you see what I mean? The orphan in the work position for Libra. So it's the child archetype. Let's put aside the nature child for a moment. Just the art. Everybody has a child archetype. Survival family archetype. The child, the victim, the saboteur, the prostitute. Read sacred contracts. I'm not making this up. I'm not pulling this out of my ass. I'm pulling this out of the 8th chakra and the work of Caroline Myss. Everybody has the child archetype because everyone was a child. Just that alone. But how we learn to survive. The child archetype is the guardian of innocence and safety, right? The innocence of our hearts, the innocence of our spirits, right? Which gets written on like crazy in this world. So we learn to be responsible and grow and learn to survive through these archetypes, but particularly if you have the nature child, if you like a sub-archetype within a sub-pattern within the larger program, if you want to look at it that way, then we're looking at something that is very, very grounded. Let me read the light and the shadow, because for a vocation, this is different. This is an innocent, divine calling, having to do with nature. Now, the shadow attribute is as toxic as you want to be, right? Tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. Like, you think of abusing people. Abusing people, like they're part of nature too, dude. Right? I didn't do that, sorry, whatever. The light attribute, friendships with animals, communication with nature spirits. I talk to my boys not all day long because, you know, they tune me out. But, you know, my 3 black cats, my boys, Sebastian, Balthazar, and Melchior, my 3 princes. That I open my eyes for meditation and they're sitting in a perfect triangle around me. I'm like, boys, boys, what are you doing? Right? Of course, I have a touch of the nature child. I'm Dionysus archetype from birth, baby. So you feeling me here? There's a connection to your innocence and with the unity consciousness. It's 8th chakra. So like if you're an environmentalist, I would get it. Right? That might be a calling. Now again, your vocation, it looks like what a structure you have here to link these together. But that's what we're going to keep going. I'm not going to do that yet. We'll do that last, right? Putting it all together bit by bit. God. Daughters of the Moon Tarot. What's going on inside? I'm here for you, Saggies. Not a planet in Sagittarius, but I'm feeling this for you. Breathe. Yeah, I'm also hearing Sagittarius is, you know, Jupiter energy. It is that Zeus energy. It is that expansive, right? Planetary egalitarianism to an extent. Take a nice deep breath. My goddesses of fire and the sign of Sagittarius. Please, can we have 3 cards in clarity for the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in their work, career, and vocation, November and December 2020, please. We've got the Queen archetype, lower 3 chakras, survival intuition and how they survive in the world. How are they experiencing that on the inside? With the witch in their career, heart, throat, third eye, and crown, their passion, their emotional thirst, mental hunger. With the witch archetype there, what's that? Give us, what's going on in there? What does that feel like on the inside for them? What's going on there? And for that nature child, really, such a high vibe on that. It's so unity consciousness. It's so like talking even to like trees, not just like, you know what I mean? Like talking to, like I talk to plants. You think I get them to do what they do. They love me. Please, my goddesses, clarify that. What's going on for them on the inner in their vocation, their 8th chakra with the nature child? Let's see. That card keeps coming up. Well, you have a very, very structured interior world here in this sense. The Queen archetype, lower 3 chakras, you've got the learner, 8 of Pentacles. So look, the learner is really in this deck, the maiden being taught by the crone how to weave a blanket, right? A traditional blanket. It's been passed down, the way to do it, the colors, the timing, all of it, the process for centuries, right? So the queen, you might very, very well have a really, really strong set of traditions and principles in place, right? Always in my ways, right? You know, the queen archetype, believe me, I'm familiar. I was raised by one. She's not like that. My mom, I get my fucking sense of humor and my skin from her work, right? Queen work. You have a lot of power here. But if you can acknowledge within yourself, yes, and I'm learning, and I'm at an 8 of Pentacles, only 2 away from a 10. You know what I mean? It's like, I'll get there. I'll get there. But, you know, queens are leadership too. You know, that really shoot for radiating the regal feminine. Now, if you're a guy, I don't have a problem radiating the regal feminine. You catch the jewelry? Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Your feminine energy, regal intuitive energy, regal emotional energy uses your benevolent authority to protect others. Benevolence. Benevolence, not tyranny. Oh, flip their heads. Painting the roses red. Painting the roses red. Sorry, having a little trip to Wonderland there. In your career with this witch, I love it. You've got the Cancerian card, Namu. The Mother of Cups. This would be the King of Cups in the traditional tarot. So you're dealing with a creative water, emotional creativity, your element of water, your intuition, your emotions, what feels right to you, what's in your gut, right? Your emotional world with the witch, you are, and this is like, you could say, right, the element of earth, we're going to talk witchcraft here for a moment. The element of earth is this first column, physical, literal world. Psychological is the combination of air, fire, and water. So this is the emotional part of this. Perhaps you're feeling your pointy hat, right? Maybe you are just feeling your pointy hat, right? You are feeling your broom and your power, emotionally, intuitively in particular. It's really cool. Your vocation, I love this. This card has come up over and over and over in this position. I think actually Scorpio might have had this in the same position. The vocation, play the 6 of Flames, Bastet, the Egyptian solar goddess, cat-headed goddess. Now, with the nature child and playfulness, that makes total sense. That's the innocence. That's the play. Now I know 6 of Wands in Rider-Waite Tarot, traditional tarot, I usually say. Victory. Well, the 7 of Flames in this deck is called Victor. Ooh, I'm tuned in. I caught that glitch. Right as it hit, I caught it. Yeah, the Victory is the 7th card. This is the card after this. This is the juggling of fire. This is the juggling of desire. This is about taking inspiration. And it's about nature. It's about the green. Well, however you take that, I just realized what flew out of my mouth. Thanks a lot. But you know what I mean. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But you know about being out of nature. Look, my nature child loves being in a garden, a forest, the beach. The mountains not so much, right? You know, we're all drawn to different things. We're all drawn to, like, caves, not my thing so much. I'm not that subterranean. I got enough of that going on in my chart. But to connect in this way spiritually, it definitely says go. If you can't put your feet in the sand or the soil, at least go out and take a few deep breaths when you can, out in fresh air where you can get it, because it's connecting you with this playful, creative energy, that there are energies formulating in your 8th chakra, getting ready to incarnate, which means what? Come down into Karn, like carne is not a meat, to incarnate into form through your work, career, vocation. This is a really cool read. I think you're good. I really, really do. I think you're good. Watch the Queen part of it, you know, be benevolent. Nice deep breath. Because my gods of fire, and Sagittarius Zeus in particular, the divine masculine, the divine yang aspect of all of this, please. I need 3 cards in clarity for the Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. In their work, career, vocation, November and December 2020, please, for their work, lower 3 chakras, how they survive in the world and their survival intuition, right? That turn left, turn right, feel it in their gut stuff. They've got the Queen with the learner, the Eight of Pentacles, what's going on? What does that look like on the outside? For their career, heart, throat, third eye, and crown, creative intuition, going back and forth with choices and emotions and thoughts, and a lot of emotion here with that Mother of Cups, Cancer, Namu, the mermaid, but so also feeling there with Namu, an emotional maturity, a gestation, an emotional gestation, like amniotic fluid, creativity, the creative intuition is high on this one. So what is that looking like? What is that looking like on the outside? I feel like you handed me the same card. Okay. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, that 8th chakra, their vocation, their spiritual calling. I can totally see somebody doing like something else in their work or their career, but this calling of the nature child is strong and it is playful and it feels wise, but it feels balanced, right? It's like, it's doing cartwheels, but not doing cartwheels near the edge of a cliff, right? It's pretty damn balanced. Please, my gods, what does that look like on the outside? That feels so wonderful and stable. There's something stable about it, like a real calling. Like this is what you're meant to do at least November, December 2020. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Okay, well, you got an interesting selection here. You've got the Nine of Cups here with the Queen, right? And that there's, now, Nine of Cups is Pisces energy, is what I love about this deck. She don't mess around. She just puts the fish right on it. And her workbook, the workbook for the Mythic Tarot, taught me about how to read the court cards in a way zodiacally that works for me. This is not all water signs. This is Pisces, mutable. The Knights are mutable water. Pisces. Intuition is strong. Usually this is associated with romance. I'm going to say this is really more about you using the feminine power, your feminine family archetype of the Queen, to take this learner process, not at a gallop, but not at a walk. Let's see, the Geminis, the Knight of Blades, is a gallop. The Sagittarius, the Knight of Wands, is a canter. The Pisces is the Knight of Cups is the trot, and the Virgo, the Knight of Pentacles, the walk, right? They move, they just don't move fast, right? So this is take your time, walk. Take this journey, this intuitive journey. This is about you on the outside, really feeling things out. But I'm telling you, lower 3 chakras, right? What's going on up here is a different deal, and I'll tell you why. Yeah, you've got the Queen with emotions, but you got Temperance, which means that there is a difference between emotion and intuition in the sense of how the energy places in your body and what they mean. If you're an empath, you can have all sorts of feelings going on that aren't yours, that are not necessarily guidance, but something moving through you. It ain't fun, but that's the process of alchemy, and we're here to heal the planet. Why wouldn't we? Yeah, whatever. This is saying patience and alchemy and healing and time so that this emotion gestates and matures within you. You have to say, if anything, the process of temperance, we don't really get what that means until, oh my God, they keep giving me this image because I watch these videos all the time on YouTube where they restore metal objects or like old rusted like mailboxes and Tonka trucks and swords and grinders and stuff like that. And it's just a fascinating thing. What they do to it to restore it, right? To bring it back to its original place, but better in a lot of times too, as well as sometimes they antique it as well. Stylistically, it's fine. Moot point to me. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not that kind of artist. But that process of tempering, of getting stronger, but it takes patience. It takes time. It takes pressure. And it takes balance. And so there's an emotional balance issue here. Now, as the witch, really important is you drop down into your emotional pain with that Queen on the outside, so to speak. Ooh. Your career, though, is being developed, and it's being developed gradually and slowly, like, right, 1 foot on the earth, 1 foot on the water, Temperance card, one on the known and one on the unknown. Not the unknowable, but the unknown. Yeah, patience, keep your balance, internal, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. Nobody needs to know what's going on inside of you, but you're a Sag. You'll probably tell us anyway. And here's the great thing. Here's, like I said, the best, you've got a really, really good, what I call 8th chakra vocation level here. You got this nature child with play with the Page of Pentacles. A new opportunity is formulating. I said something's formulating in that. What's an interesting image? Formulating in the 8th chakra, sort of like the constituents of a potion being boiled down into this now solid crystal, right? Like all this inspiration and all this stuff, this new opportunity. Now it is a page. There could be a spiritual message coming in, an 8th chakra message, visionary intuition, right? The survival, creative, visionary intuition, 3rd level of power, about a physical thing, about maybe a new venture. Either one that is being gestated within you, kind of, sort of, whether you're aware of it or not, hence that temperance with the mother. It's like Mother of Cups, you're pregnant, you're gestating. It's okay, we'll get you through this. Here, can I get you anything? Bite down, breathe, sleep, rest, take care of yourself, temperance, bring yourself into balance, because that witch power is so creative and really wants to make change in the outside world. I mean, what's the point of magic? Things ain't gonna change. Let's keep, well, I guess that's called a stasis spell, or just keep it as is. It's very Piper Halliwell. Hi, Holly Marie, if you're up there. This Page of Pentacles here in the 8th chakra, it's an opportunity, it's a message, it's coming in, but it's coming in first through inspiration. It will eventually, and that's why, now we'll put it all together, right? So this nature child, your vocation, very, very playful, very, very creative, and there's a seed to it. There's a message, there's a beginning here. There's a real message, perhaps even to the world, right? Through your vocation, maybe about animal advocacy. I mean, you got the nature child and the cat head goddess Bastet. Total possibility, right? But your career right now, you're bringing that down through your own creative process of wisdom. Now, wisdom through what you've experienced, not just what you know. Knowledge plus experience equals wisdom, and being a witch ain't easy. I don't recommend it unless you're really, really ready to do the work, right? It's a lot of feminine energy, a lot of clearing, a lot of healing, and I feel like that's what's going on here for you with this Cancerian card. Mother yourself, deal with that inner child inside of you, or whatever is going on in there, because you are being tempered, you are being strengthened. Tempered steel, man. You know what they do? They like, I watch it all the time in these videos. They take a sword, right? They finally got it all nice and ready, and then they put it in a furnace, right? So it comes out glowing, almost white hot, and then they dip it in oil to cool it. And what that does is it tempers the blade. It makes it unbreakable, stronger. So there's definitely a process inside of you, but patience is necessary on the outside, at least, because of bringing that down. Let that come through balance so that that queen archetype can be protective and benevolent at learning how to do that. You're learning how to do that, or maybe you're in a teaching, learning environment. Maybe you're more the crone in this picture rather than the maiden, so to speak, just archetypally speaking. But that you got to find your way through the forest here at a walk. You got to, not at a walk, at a trot. Walk is Virgo, Pentacles. You can trot. You trot along. You've got it. You're finding your rhythm. Thank you. That was beautiful. Whoever popped that into my head. You're learning your rhythm. You're finding your way through, and it does make sense. And whatever this is in the 8th chakra, that Page of Pentacles, a message coming, probably through you, but also possibly to you. So, may the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need in their work, career, vocation for November, December 2020, that they may incarnate whatever this opportunity is coming to them in the 8th chakra with the playfulness of the nature child, as they come into balance with patience and healing in their emotional interior world with the witch within them, their wisdom, their power, their shamanistic, magical wizard vibe, creativity, bringing things into form, so that as it comes into form, they are able to radiate the divine feminine of the creativity, right? That divine, royal, regal feminine energy, even just through their own creativity, understanding that they are learning that it is a growth process, trotting through like centaurs through the wood on a hunt, going after their deal, but leading the pack for the well-being of all. So motive be. That's good. I love the grace of prayer. Wait till my book comes out. Well, it's coming out in ebook. Words of grace. Yeah, wow. Really, really, really cool read. Very interesting. Very spiritual in its way, certainly. So do me a favor again. If it clicked for you on some level, hit the thumbs up button. Help other people see it. You like me, you want more, subscribe. I'm a lot of fun. And you go back and look at my back catalog. I did not start doing readings on YouTube. I started doing spiritual teaching here on YouTube years ago. So this is definitely part of my journey. So help me out. Help me get to 30 grand so I can, oh God, we're having so much fun. Oh, it's gonna be so much fun. You know, we'll have drink party nights and stuff. I don't know. We'll see what happens when we get there. Otherwise, wishing you all the very best and the very, very blessed of your work, career, and vocation, my Sagittarians. Hail. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.